Peace, peace. You already know who it is. It's the Mike God going live. That's right, going live. So I'm just, on here, North Star Talk Podcast with your host, Michael Muhammad. So we're going to get into it. Trying to wait, see how we're going to have some people come on. Then we're going to definitely do our thing. So as I'm live, supposed to have some people to come in to the meeting room, but if not, I'll definitely get into it. So tonight's topic, you know what I'm saying? Relationship matters. So I'm gonna deal with that. Hopefully y'all can vibe with me, roll with me on that. So I'm checking out some things before I actually get started, I was trying to see if it would show me the live connection through my phone, but I'm gonna deal with relationship matters. It's not showing me. Let me try to go here. See if, okay. Yeah, it's showing. Okay, so definitely showing me I'm live. All right. So I know you just have Valentine's Day and all that, everybody's in love. Love, so many people use your name in vain, right? So, but on that day, we already know how that's gonna go. We already understand on Valentine's Day how things work on Valentine's Day. So we definitely know that. How you doing, Sister Angela? Assalamu alaikum.
Doing well, peace. Walaikum salam.
Yeah, we live streaming on North Star Podcast on YouTube, the YouTube channel.
Okay.
So I'm doing the opening now. So if you want to mute your phone and I'll bring you in as soon as we definitely get a chance, all right? Okay, so before I get into the topic, relationship matters, let me do some promoting here. So I'm gonna promote. Y'all know I'm still learning how to work stuff, right? First off the gate, as I share my screen. Trying to get it right. Y'all bear with the brother. All right. First, I want to promote out of Maxon, North Carolina, eXp Realty, Kenyatta Rowdy. Yes, he's a licensed, certified realtor. And you can contact her at her direct number, which is 910-461-6032. That's a direct number, only serious inquiries, right? So don't hit her up, because you know how y'all do. Y'all be calling about some crazy stuff like, I just wanted to know, can I rent a tiny house? And come on. Her office number is 888-584-9431. Office number 888-584-9431. That's Kenyatta Rowdy. License number 335894, right? Or you could email her at kenyattaRowdy.exprealty.com. All right, so check her out. You know what I'm saying? You might want to buy a new house. So if you want to buy a new house or know somebody want to buy a new house, definitely contact Kenyatta Rowdy. She do some beautiful work. I'm looking at some things, and I spoke with her, and she gave me some valuable information that definitely can help out with everything that's going on with what I'm trying to do when it comes to a home. And so definitely EXP Realty, Kenyatta Rowdy. Like I say, a direct number is 910-461-6032. Her office number is 888-584-9431. So definitely hit her up, and she's definitely going to make that happen for you. All right. So now we're going to get into the topic at hand. Relationship matters. Oftentimes when we say we're in a relationship, do we have a functioning, working definition of what a relationship is? Because we might have one, but guess what? The other person that we think in that relationship with us might not have the same definition of what a relationship is. That other person's definition of a relationship might not coincide with your definition or my definition of what a relationship is. When we look at the word relationship, the root of it is relate or relation. Relate, to recount, refer, bring back, re and back. Again, right? Late means to carry, sustain, or endure, right? Relate in the aspect of refer to, trace back to for a cause, right? To carry back, relation, connection, correspondence. Ship is a state of being, right? The quality of a thing. So when you say relationship, the ship, S-H-I-P, shows the quality. It's a suffix that shows the quality of the root word, right? So when we deal with a relationship, we want to know the quality of that which that's supposed to be relating, or the relation, right? If you're in a relationship, whatever type of relationship you're in, how you see yourself, how you refer to yourself, how you treat yourself, and how you love yourself is the reality that sustains who you are and how you connect with yourself. You can share with someone who operates within who they are and not only desire to connect back with you, but also desire to receive it back. So when we're dealing with relationships, we have to understand and know, or have a functioning working definition. Carla, if you can mute your phone at this time, or let me see if I can mute it. So when we're dealing with a relationship, what we're giving out, we want to receive that back, right? Whatever we give out, we want to receive that back. We want to be able to relate to that person, and that person relate back to us that which we put out there. The same energy you're giving in a relationship, we want that same energy back. So when dealing within a relationship, there must be a functioning working definition that must be agreed upon by both that are within that relationship. That means you have to sit down and discuss what is a relationship. Once you understand and have a functioning working definition that you apply to yourself, right? I, Michael Muhammad, my functioning working definition of a relationship is this. This is what I operate by when I'm dealing with a relationship. So when I go searching for a relationship, I'm looking to manifest my functioning working definition. So whoever I meet, I have to discuss my functioning working definition, and hopefully they have a functioning working definition by which they live by. And then they could present their functioning working definition, and then we can study our definition and see how our definition coincide with each other, to where if we come together, we both can operate under a definition by which we agreed upon, that this will be the functioning definition for our relationship, right? So before I go any further, I'm going to see if those who are on with me have anything that they want to say concerning relationship. So if you want to say something, you can unmute your Zoom and join in. If you want to participate at this time, you can join in. If not, I'll just keep on going. All right. Now, when we're dealing with that functioning working definition, we have to deal with reciprocity, the practice of exchanging things with others for mutual benefits. If you're in a relationship and the law of reciprocity is not there, then you have to ask yourself, are you really benefiting from being in that which you call a relationship, or can you actually call that a relationship? Everyone in the relationship invests in each other and respond to each other properly. Fair exchange is not robbery, right? Fair exchange is I give you 100% and you give me 100% in return. So when we're dealing with relationship only matters if both parties are benefiting from being in the relationship. Now, we know we have this thing when we talk about relationship, this thing called cheating, right? Somebody cheat. Well, in a relationship, if you're not benefiting from being with the other person, you're being cheated within that relationship. See, we always take cheating as being they go have sex or deal with somebody else outside of the relationship. That's one level of cheating. Another level of cheating is you're not giving me 100% of who you are or to the relationship if I'm giving you 100%. So I'm being cheated in this relationship. If I'm benefiting you and you're not benefiting me in this relationship, I am being cheated. You are cheating me because I am not gaining from being in a relationship with you. There is no gain. And so the law of reciprocity is not active within our so-called relationship. So we find ourselves in bad situations. Oftentimes when somebody go outside of the relationship based on their emotionally immaturity, they go outside of the relationship because they're not gaining or feel they're not gaining within the relationship. But instead of ending the so-called relationship, they rather go outside of it, which we call cheating. They rather go outside of that relationship to find what they think they're missing within the relationship instead of sitting down and trying to talk this thing out. Proper communication, right? Proper communication in a relationship is when we sit down and discuss our problems. We discuss those situations and circumstances that is causing dissatisfaction within what we call our relationship. Proper communication in a relationship is we discuss it with each other. We keep outside forces and outside people out of it. When we bring outside people into our relationship, This is where the problem comes in. The problem comes in when we add people into that which they shouldn't even be a part of. Well, I need somebody I can talk to. You talk to the person you're in a relationship with. Then if y'all going to talk to somebody outside of the relationship, there's counseling. And if one person doesn't want to go to counseling, then they are not that deeply invested in saving the relationship. If you got to go talk to somebody outside of the relationship, you both should go together. Well, I'm going to talk to my homegirl. Well, we both should go talk to your homegirl. Well, I'm going to go talk to my homeboy. We both supposed to go talk to the homeboy. Because what is it that you can discuss with them that you can't discuss with the person that you say you love? You can't discuss with the person that you're in the relationship with. What is it about people outside of the primary relationship that you got a relationship with them the way you can discuss the person you're supposed to be in that functioning relationship with? And so now we got to understand the purpose of a relationship. There has to be a purpose for you being in the relationship. And when you got the purpose for being in a relationship, then when there's problems, when situations and circumstances not going the way you feel they should go, then you should sit down and discuss what is the purpose of us being in this relationship. The word purpose, intention, aim, goal, put forth, to design, right? Design means the act of working out the form of something as by making a sketch or outline or plan. When we look at a relationship, it can be defined as being with someone that we can relate to. So at the start of meeting or dealing with someone, we should have a reason or purpose for wanting or desiring to be with them or to be in a relationship with them. Yet, many of us has reasons why and not a purpose why. So we got a reason why we want to get with somebody. You know, she fine, man. Yeah, she fine. Oh, she fine. She fine. I want to get with her because she fine, right? Man, she got money or he got money. You see how good he look, girl? Oh, yeah, girl, we'll make some good babies together. Man, you know what I'm saying? She stacked. We got reasons to be in a relationship with someone, but we don't have a purpose. So if we got a reason for being in a relationship and not a purpose, our reason can cause us to be what is the word? Manipulating. Yeah, I almost sound like Claude on Life, right? Claude, that ain't never happened to me. But we can go in a relationship for a reason and not a purpose. And because we in there for a reason, and not a purpose, guess what? We start using the person, only getting what we can get out of the person because we don't have a purpose. Salam alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
I'm dealing with relationship matters. I don't know how much you heard before you came on, but is there anything you would like to say concerning your understanding of a relationship?
A relationship between male and female?
Yes, that's usually where it all go down at. You know, we can deal with at the office and that it's a widespread when we say relationship. But
right.
Tonight we're dealing with the purpose of a relationship matters, how all that unfolds, you know. So
okay, well, the only thing that I I would say is in any relationship, you need to protect your peace. Um, as women, we tend to allow so much because we don't honor ourselves. We believe that things should happen to us, not for us or for the sake of us. So in doing that, we allow, just, anger to enter our lives, hurt, and a bunch of other emotions. So I would say, if you are going to be in a relationship, you should go in protecting your peace. That way you won't just accept anyone or anything.
Okay. Because at the start, I was talking about everyone should have a functioning, working definition of a relationship. Do you feel
Mhm.
that a lot of women just jump in relationships spontaneously based off emotions or lust? They don't have a actual functioning definition by which they operate in their lives when it comes to relationship?
Um, I wouldn't say all women, but many women. Um, we we don't have a true definition of what we would call relationships. And that's why a lot of times we end up, being the victims of relationships, and a lot of times when I hear these women cry over, the same man, but in a different body, and they do it over and over again, and it's always on repeat. I always, ask them, are you the victim or are you the volunteer? Because obviously, you're choosing these men and you're allowing yourself to be chosen, by these types of men, so and unless you do know the definition and the function of a relationship, then yeah, it's going to continue to happen.
True, true indeed. Because and it's the same. There are a lot of men who goes into a relationship and don't have a functioning working definition of a relationship. So they can get hurt in there as well. Plus, a lot of times when you don't have a functioning working definition of what a relationship is, you don't have an understanding of the purpose of a relationship.
Hmm.
And so when we don't have a, a purpose of going into a relationship, when we get with someone, we don't create a mission statement for their relationship.
Hmm.
That makes sense?
Yes.
And so the pain, I think the pain often comes from the feeling of, dang, I got myself into this.
Hmm.
Or now you're so emotionally attached. See, sometimes we think emotional attachment is love.
Hmm.
So he or she might say, but I love them. They just treat me wrong. I love them. And it's not love, it's an emotional attachment.
Right.
And so based on an emotional attachment, now the stress and everything that come along with being attached to someone, because you know deep down, I should let go.
Hmm.
And that pain sets in because you know where you should be, but you don't want to do it.
That's right.
And
I think
so,
a lot
oh
of
yeah,
a lot of it has come from, us not knowing our roles anymore. A lot of women feel belittled by having a nurturing, supportive role in the relationship. And
right.
a lot of men feel used, having that, you know, protective and giving role in the relationship. So, now that we have, both parties hating their role, uh, so to speak, they're fighting against that, and it's now becoming something that's unnatural. So you have, a male and female who are battling to be um, one gender. You understand? Where,
Right.
the woman is battling this man in order for her to wear the pants and for her to, be the protector and the hunter and the gatherer, because she doesn't want, to be put in a box of I'm the nurturer, and then
Right.
you have the man who says, no, you're not gonna have me out here working to death and giving you all my money and paying all the bills. So now you have him, wanting to be at home and playing video games or whatever
Right.
they're
Right.
doing nowadays. And I guess that imbalance, is causing, a huge breakdown in our roles, and it's hindering our ability to be in nurturing relationships.
Right. Right. And you're exactly right. Because um, it's like you say, role reversal. The
Mm-hmm.
woman is hard at work, and you said it right, the male and the female,
Mm-hmm.
because male and female are immature men and women, and sometimes a female get with a man and she's not mature to be with a man, and sometimes a woman get with a immature male and he's not mature enough to be with a woman. And so now the role reversals come because the woman feel like, yo, I got to hold it down.
Mm-hmm.
And then come the love, emotional attachment in the form of love. Well, as long as I got him, as long as he coming home to me, as long as I know where he's at, and she takes on the husband, the head of the household,
Mm-hmm.
and he takes on the wife, takes on the wife's position. He's at home for the comfort to her when she comes in from work. So he really become just a sexual object because he really ain't bringing nothing to the table
Right.
because she's become the provider. And like you say, it's a battle. Why? Because a lot of times it become competition. I want to be on top, So in relationship, it become competitive.
Mm-hmm.
And so the man, he a lot of times when he see he's losing in this competition, now he becomes uh aggressive in the so-called relationship. He feel
Mm-hmm.
he gotta show and prove his power. So he might do that by mistreating the woman. She
Mm-hmm.
might want to show forth her power. So she becomes aggressive in who she is as a woman. So now they don't relate to each other
Mm-hmm.
because now it's I gotta show and prove who I am in this relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And so it falls apart because there's no understanding. And I was saying earlier is that proper communication, and if both parties are not mature enough to communicate with each other and go outside of the relationship, then they bring outside forces who might not be for the other person or
Mm-hmm.
for the well-being of that relationship.
That's right.
Because when there's competition, when there's battles, somebody gonna choose sides. Am I making any sense?
Yeah, it's really clear, and it's sad because you know within that chaos, the beautiful part of being in a relationship, um the love making, it stops because you have so many entities involved. Like you said, you have so many emotions involved, which is anger and fear of letting your guard down, and you know um, the woman wondering how she's going to make money to make ends meet, and the man worrying about his plight. There is no love making, and there's no children that's coming out of these relationships, not
Right.
in a healthy manner. So it's sad to watch, because yeah, we're having uh children born um within these chaotic unions, and either men walking away, or the women forcing them to stay away, because they haven't developed that level of maturity to work together, and you know for the betterment of that creation. So it's sad to watch.
Indeed, indeed. Anybody else that's on the Zoom want to participate? Um, just unmute yourself and join in the conversation. But before we go any further, let me do this right here. Get something up. Yeah, I got to get used to all this YouTube. Okay, let me get this right. Share my screen. We got a good brother, Eric X. Eric X has a book out called How to Find the Peace in You, a proven way to develop great behavior. Brother Eric X. It's a very good book. You can find it on Amazon, and he has it in Kindle form as well. And it's called How to Find the Peace in You. Also, you can go to my North Star Talk YouTube channel, and we have an interview with Brother Eric X on there dealing with his book, How to Find the Peace in You, a proven way to develop a great behavior. And I think we all can say we need to find that peace. And so go check the brother out, check out his book as well. Now let's get back to relationship matters. Now, a lot of times when we talk relationship, right? And like I said, definitely it's dealing with male and female relationship. But within that relationship, I think somebody got a question. I'm trying to operate. Okay, how detrimental is relationship today? If you're good without commitment, let it be a platonic relationship. Platonic relationships. But whatever relationship you're in, you still have to, in this day and time, have to have a functioning working definition for the platonic relationship. Both parties have to understand the purpose of being in that relationship. We have to have rules, regulation, and guidelines when we deal with each other. Structure, vows, Why would we be with someone and everything is like we just spontaneously reacting to each other? There has to be some type of structure, no matter what the relationship. When you're dealing with a business and you're dealing in a business relationship, there's structure there. So why wouldn't there be structures in your personal relationship with someone? Even your when you're dealing with friends, you got people that you call your friend, a friendship. Like I said, the ship shows the quality of the word, of the root word. So friendship, relationship, what is the quality of that friendship? What is the quality of that relationship? And it takes work to make a relationship work. It doesn't take love, it takes work.
I feel like when you said that, it's just like if you're starting a business, but you have to understand within a business there's stakeholders, meaning that there are going to be people who benefit from that business. When you're talking about a relationship between a male and female, if the male feels like he's not benefiting from this female, and vice versa, she's not getting any benefits from this brother, then no, they're not going to work hard to maintain a nurturing relationship or a healthy relationship, because they're not benefiting from it as you would a business. So I think that's where the breakdown is coming from between males and females, is that we no longer see the benefit in each other.
You definitely, and that's what, if you notice, when you deal with marriage, right, you go get a marriage license, because marriage is a business. To be in a relationship it takes work to make a relationship work. And I said earlier, the law of reciprocity. If I give you 100%, I'm expecting 100% back. And if you're not getting that, I'm getting cheated within this relationship. Cheating doesn't only deal with somebody going outside to have sex or deal with somebody outside of the relationship. You can get cheated on in a relationship if you are putting your best foot forward and the other person isn't. Why? Because as you said, Muslima, we're not benefiting each other. I'm not benefiting from being in this here. But what our problem often is, if we're not benefiting and we bring it to the hold the person accountable for their actions, and they don't change, they don't make the proper change, we stay. If you're on a job or you're in a business and your business is not benefiting from a client, your business is not benefiting, you end that relationship, that business relationship. Who buys a vacuum cleaner and the vacuum cleaner stop working and they get up every day and still try to use a vacuum cleaner? What we do, instead of ending something that's not working, we settle in it and live miserable as hell and start accepting everything that goes on, and we become stagnant in it, and we are dead in the relationship because we're not benefiting, but we stay. Anyone that's in the chat room, if you got a question or a statement that you want presented, I definitely will present it. Anything else you want to add? Anyone else that's on the Zoom want to add something to it? Okay. We're dealing with relationship matters. And the only way a relationship holds weight and have some substance is that you have to understand why you are in a relationship. Who would go in a relationship not having a purpose? And if someone goes in without a purpose, the other person is not going to benefit from it. Because if you go in it with a sincere desire to be with someone, and that person doesn't have that same sincere desire, and they got a reason for getting with you, yo, she's fine. yo, he's sexy, right? After that shit wears off, there's nothing else for them. How much sex can you give a person before they're immune to it? It's become the norm. So you thinking you can keep somebody based on your ability to get on top, to flip over, to roll over. It becomes the norm after a while. So if there's no real purpose, no real love, no sincerity of being in that relationship, stuff started dying off. And so you no longer want to be there, but now you're emotionally attached. So you don't want the person and you don't want nobody else to have it. So you stick around.
So what would you say a healthy purpose should be when going into a relationship? You know, because yes, I kind of agree with the majority that um, the physical is the first thing that you're going to see. You know, you're going to see a sexy man, you know, and that's what's going to attract you to that man. And he's going to see a sexy woman, you know, specifically men, they are visual creatures. So they're going to see that sexy woman and they're going to be attracted to that. So what would you say the purpose should be once they open their mouths to actually interact with that male or female?
Okay, after we get past the physical, it's called an affinity, right? Affinity is a natural attraction to something or someone, right? And so I see you, wow, she looks good, she's fine. If that's my reason for getting with you, I miss. When I approach you, I have to have a purpose of approaching you. How can I get with this woman to see where her mind is, see if we like-minded? Do our spirits connect? What does she want out of life? The way she want and desire match with what I want to desire. So now that takes collecting the proper data. That's where dating coming in. See, we think dating is going out to damn eat or going to a movie or doing things. Nah, that's occupying each other time. When we are actually dating, we're creating the proper data. You remember back in the day, they say you courting. Mm-hmm. Well, when you go to court, you got a prosecutor, you got a defender, you got a judge, you got witnesses, right? Mm-hmm. So after you go through all that courtship, somebody, and then even at the wedding, they say this here: if anybody out there got a reason why these two shouldn't get the damn together, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Before we do this, we need to know if there's somebody that knows something that this woman don't know or this man don't know. Because somebody might be hiding something. Somebody might still have somebody on the side. Right? And then they give a time span after you get married to where if it ain't working out, you can get out of it with no problem, right? Mm-hmm. They say that this marriage is what? Null and void? Mm-hmm. Why? So when I first meet you, yeah, physically, yeah, I think she banging. Or she busting, as the young kids say. But after I sit down and talk to you, and you don't even know your ABCs, you gotta say, hey, I don't need a fine fool. And so before we get to actually have a proper presentation of the mind and the spirit, see, the physical, that presentation is always good. But study your past situations and relationship with the good looking man. I tell people, you don't know a good man or good woman. So because of your type of man and woman. So you want your type of man and woman to be good, and they usually ain't. And as you said earlier, you get the same person in a different body, because that's your type. You out here looking for your type of man. You out here looking for your type of woman, and that might not be what God or Allah wants for you. But someone that wants to invest in your spirit and your mental ability, reality, you don't want that, because that takes discipline. See, the partying and the bullshitting and the sex and all that doesn't take discipline. That's acting from your lower animalistic self. But if you're dealing from your higher God self, and you understand, I got to have a purpose for being with somebody, then you don't mistreat that person. You take that person under consideration. Why? Because you see the value and the worth in the person beyond their physical. Hell, what happened when the physical is no longer what it's supposed to be? What about when the evil hands of time make them breasts don't stick out like he wanted them to? So when he sees something younger or something more appealing physically, then when he go after that, because that's what he did when he saw you, now you upset because he went out after something he figured looks a little bit thicker than you, a little bit finer than you, because he doesn't see no real value in you beyond that. He told me he loved me, but he never showed you he loved you. You rather hear somebody tell you they love you than for them to show you. Well, yesterday was Valentine's Day. You know how many women, men who were with somebody else or gave some other woman some shit too, was told they was loved? But they man in somebody else's damn inbox on Facebook, a DM on Instagram all year long. But she hear I love you. And he does enough to keep her from complaining. Because she really don't know what to look for, and he really don't know what to show. Or he don't know what to look for, and she don't know what to show that, hey, this relationship has meaning, and this relationship has a purpose, and we have a mission statement to make this work. To make this work. If you gotta ask a person how much they love you, that means your ass don't know how much you love me. If you base somebody loving you off getting some flowers and getting some candy or getting a gift, nah, you don't understand the purpose of a relationship. How many times do y'all sit down and read scriptures? How many times do y'all discuss personal changes, spiritual growth and development? Is this man qualified to guide you spiritually? Is he doing what he's supposed to do spiritually? Does he sit down? Do y'all sit down and study? Or even get books and study stuff on relationship? How many people do that? Or do everybody think they know? Your relationship is only going to work if you are working in it. Anything else you want to say, sister? Any question? Let me check the chat room.
No, I totally agree with your points that you're making. Um, it's I just find that it's easier to say, um, to put in the work when you're in these relationships, but there is a balance. If both both parties aren't willing to share that responsibility of being in a relationship, because it is a huge responsibility, because like you said, um, the appearances are going to change, and there's always going to be someone out there that looks better than you or speaks better than you or whatever. And that's when you know the character of the male or the female comes out, because um you're going to have to be that man that you are when you're not around your woman. It's one thing to tell her, oh, I love you or whatever, but then what about when she's not around? Do you still love her? you know
Right.
uh, what about when the girl walking down the street with the tight jeans, and she doesn't have on her overgarment? Are you still thinking about your sister at home, or are you um becoming that man, that's of the world, that
Right.
worldly? So yeah, you do have a lot of valid points, but I think it all of this has to do with having a balance between the both of them.
Indeed, and that's where proper communication come in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you are not around the person that you're in a relationship with, there's a key factor that's supposed to keep you on point. You know what that key factor is? Taking the other person under consideration. Oh, that girl right there, she nice looking. And she might even give you some attention. But now you got to take your woman at home or that man at home under consideration. You got to take under consideration that, hey, anything I do can hurt her. And I love her too much to hurt her. Huh? I value who she is to me too much to hurt her. To take a chance with somebody that got a nice smile. And as one of my favorite groups, Bell Bill DeVoe said, can't trust a big butt and a smile. Uh, See, when we take a risk based on physical attraction and affinity, that means we don't take under consideration what we can lose at home, or we don't value it or see any value in it, or there's already a breakdown in communication within a relationship at home. And so now the opportunity comes for us to do other than what we should do. But if we just take each other's feelings under consideration and how much we value somebody under consideration, right? That's what love is about. That's the work. The working is, okay, what do that other person mean to me? Huh? See, if somebody means something to you, if you see them going through something, they don't have to ask for help. You see them going through and you offer help. Huh? If
And
Go
that's
ahead.
that's that's what I don't want to get all religious on you or whatever, but that's why the Quran says, for every chaste man there's a chaste woman, and for every promiscuous man there's a promiscuous woman. you know God is going to give us what we deserve. He's not gonna give, the a saint a hoe. You understand?
Right.
And he's not going to, you know, um, change no hoe into a housewife, So, you're gonna get what you deserve. Whatever you put out there, if that's what you are, that's what you're going to get back. So if you don't know how to lower your gaze, and you
Right.
looking at every woman that walks down the street with a tight pair of pants on, then God's going to give you one of those women. But if you have control over your nafs or your lower half, God's going to give you, upstanding righteous woman. And I think it's far too many times where we forget that. We just think, wow, God, I'm praying for a good man. Why are you sending me all these bums or whatever? But if that's how you're behaving, and that's what God sees, you deserve, that's what you're going to get, and vice versa.
Indeed. Indeed. And we also know the Quran teaches us that do you think you say you believe and not be tried or tested? So when the right person for us is manifest before us, there's gonna be some tests that we might have to go through. We're gonna get tried with some things to see if we really deserve what Allah has for us, what God has for us. Okay? And so, and it goes back to in the Bible, it says, "He who finds a wife finds a good thing," right? But he has to be looking and seeking for a wife in order to find her. And what man seeks something and don't have a ideal
of what he's looking for.
of what he's looking for? See, if he's in the club, he's not seeking a wife. He's seeking a good time. I had someone to ask me one time, well, what do you look for in a woman? I said, me. I'm looking for me in a woman to see if our souls match. How do we connect spiritually and mentally? When any woman I ever dealt with, you know what I often give them at the beginning of meeting them? A book. And I say, read this here and, we'll discuss this. Because if she cannot even just take time and read a book for me, it's all that other shit. I'll do anything for you. No, you won't. You couldn't even read that damn book for me. You see? And so whatever you want in a person, you become that. You can't find a good man if you ain't being a good woman.
That's right. But we also have to speak about the fact that, the man has to see that the woman is not just as he is. You understand?
Right.
Because women are delicate. You understand? And that's why they say that we're from the man's rib, because the rib is strong, but if you bend it too much, it's gonna break. And that's the woman. You understand? So we can take but so much, and we can read all the books that you give us, and quote all the lines that you give us or whatever, but we can't take but so much. It depends on what type of book. What book are you giving these women? You understand? Because if you're just giving any old ordinary book, I wouldn't read the book either. But you give me a Quran, or even your Bibles or whatever it is, that keeps you close to God. If you give me the right book, then I know that I'm going to learn something from that book. I know that I'm going to benefit from that book. But I'm not just going to read something just for the sake of reading it because a man told me to. I have a lot going on. And I hope a lot of these women out here that's trying to get these men. I hope that they have a lot going on and they can't just sit down and just read any old book or whatever. I pray that these women are being given books that are ordained or has the word of the prophets in these books so that they can learn how to walk as decent women, and to live the way the way the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam Muhammad wanted us to live. You understand? We can't just be out here saying, we want these, the woman to follow the man if she's following him into hell. So it's certain things, brother, that I commend, our men for, but it's a lot of things that they do that's kind of holding us back too.
Indeed. I definitely agree with you. And I definitely wouldn't walk up to a woman and give her some material that wouldn't benefit her. But you're exactly right. And I know we talking as a collective reality. So you are exactly right. I definitely agree with you. And I'm hoping that anyone that's on this discussion, anyone that's listening by YouTube, the YouTube channel. And by the way, if you're listening on through YouTube and you haven't subscribed to this channel, subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you like this show, click like. Tell somebody about it, all right? Do me a favor, all right? I got to get my numbers up. That's if y'all love me. If we got that type of relationship, y'all a supportive brother like that, right? Right.
I just want to say hello to the I see Sister Angela and another number down there. I just wanted to say peace.
Peace. Assalamu alaikum, sister.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Well, I think if there's no questions from the chat room or no questions on the Zoom, I think we might have to go ahead and close out. I want to thank y'all for tuning in to North Star Talk Podcast with your host, Michael Muhammad. I hope we said something here tonight that, just sparked you to think when it comes to dealing with a relationship, whether you're in one now or you're thinking about getting into one. Like me, I'm thinking about getting into one, I'm thinking hard, but until, I keep studying, and because anything I said on here, I'm saying it to myself too. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking mental notes. I didn't just come on here, man. I've been all day just researching, studying. Like I don't know, I don't know. The right woman might be on this, listening to this. So I come on here, I shade. I almost had a beard hanging down. I said, let me shade, get right. I don't know who's gonna be watching this. You know what I'm saying? But I want to thank you, Muslima. Appreciate you for coming on and definitely dealing in the discussion. And
thanks for the invite.
I may have to keep you on the invite list. I'm gonna need her on the show. You be getting the whole topic, a list, and the times. And so I definitely appreciate Sister Angela. Appreciate you coming on, and the caller. I think that's my good sister Taisha. You know what I'm saying? Who always supporting me. I want to thank y'all for coming on. And once again, before I get off, let me do this here. Because I said that I was going to promote on here, bring up the people that I'm promoting, share my screen. Once again, EXP Realty with Kenyatta Rowdy. You know what I'm saying? She's licensed. Her license number is 335894. Kenyatta Rowdy with EXP Realty. Her direct number is 910-461-6032. Don't call her up talking about, yeah, I'm looking for a place. Can I move in with you? Don't call her for that. You know what I'm saying? Her office number is 888-584-9431. And you can find her on Facebook at EXP Realty, Kenyatta Rowdy. And also my good brother, Eric X. Go to Amazon. And if you got a Kindle, get the download, How to Find the Peace in You, a proven way to develop great behavior by my good brother, Eric X. It's an excellent read. And so the next sister I run into, you might get that book. Y'all might get that book. All right. So you might want to hold off because I might give you that book. All right. All right. So I want to thank y'all for tuning in. If you're on Facebook, find my North Star Talk podcast group and send a request and we'll bring you on there. If you're already on there, promote yourself on there. Musalima, what you got going on is you want to give to the people before we get off here? I'm gonna have to make you a regular, reoccurring guest. What you got going on?
Well, not yet. I do therapy, so I'll be offering my services soon.
Okay.
But I'm not there yet. I got a couple of more months, but stay tuned. And I'll be offering my services to the sisters and brothers on some relationship therapy.
Okay, so this was the right topic. The right topic. And hey, I don't want you to be like little brother Michael. I can't be your therapist because you crazy as hell. But I might be needing your services, sis. All right. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. I love y'all. Thank y'all for participating. Those who participated in the chat room. Love y'all. Y'all have a great night. See your brother Michael Muhammad.